Oh, we're back. I'm going to start again. I didn't like that. Hi. Alrighty. Yes, did you hear my shoulder click? Anyway. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another show of Most Searched. This is a show where Warren and I talk about the things that have been most searched on Google throughout the week.
In terms of a topic from my side, just so we can into the similar thing, since we seem to be talking about bees a lot, because bees seem to be the shit. Well, they are, but anyway. So if you don't know this, for who don't know this, recently it's been discovered the honeybee, can manipulate the blossoming of flowers. And what I mean by that is if the bees can detect or realize there's been a lack of pollen and or growth in nature at the period of time, whether it's due to temperature change or whatever, they physically bite the flower and it causes the flower to bloom early. And they can do that up to a month before the general season to start pollinating sooner, or if they need to just in general because they didn't get enough few months before.
Yeah, man, my mind's reeling. Do you think this was the inspiration behind Dracula?
No. Considering it was recently discovered, no. I'm trying to correlate the two, and I'm like, where does this? Are you talking about deflowering?
Where's it going? Yeah.
About deflowering?
Deflowering, biting. You know what I'm saying? Like if your bite could influence something like that. That's kind of where I was going with it. Or like a werewolf.
I suppose vampirial, then yes, because vampires are supposed to have that effect of that kind of thing on male and female. But to add added benefit for the situation is they were saying they don't know how they do it in terms of like they don't know the exact effects of how it works. But what they're saying is if they're able to figure it out, it will help help fix certain issues we have currently in the world, which is avocados are seasonal, as an example, and other things that don't grow on certain periods and times because they have to wait for them to blossom or become ripe. So if they're able to figure out what the bees are doing, they can replicate that concept and be able to have their fields blossom or be ripe sooner and later, or whenever they need it to be. They can actually start manipulating when things become ready to be harvested, which is kind of cool. Though I think it's going to add to more processed foods, but that's just the concept.
You know what I'm thinking is that this is some sort of superpower the bee has, which is quite crazy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, we had this ability? we would definitely take advantage of it.
100%. We do it at everything we do, as humans do. As soon as you're able to do something, we literally do it. Whatever it is, mining or physically in terms of flirting with people or whatever the case is. Sport, if you're talented with something, you take it and you make it to the extreme. And that's what we do. So you'll just suddenly see blossoming mangoes and shit all over the world and all the time, and avocados and weird cuck.
But I mean, think about, like, what if we told the bees now and the bees knew that they had this ability? Like, what do you think they would be thinking right now? If you had to put the human mindset into the bee's mind. If we gave them
the realization of what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if a bee's brain is big enough to handle that cock.
No, man.
Whole point. Little bee aneurysm.
I was going to say, let's be realistic. This wouldn't even be a conversation, man. What I'm saying is, if we had to take the human mindset or make us bees and say, cool, what would we do if we were those bees and we had that ability is kind of what I'm asking. Not kind of. It is what I'm asking.
What would we do with it? Like, how would we I don't know.
Like, I mean, what do bees want? Just pollen everywhere. It's like...
Yeah, it sounds naughty.
Honey.
The way you just worded that. I just want to pollinate everything. Other thing is, if you took a human and you did that, I suppose, well, look, the bees do what? They're like ants in a sense. It's a case of work and mate with a queen, basically. Is it the queen bee or is it the ants that don't need to mate?
No, it's queen bee. It's queen bee.
He doesn't need to mate, eh?
Well, look, I know I did say we're like entomologists, but I don't know that.
I can't remember.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the bee mates though. I don't think. I think the queen bee just like pops out babies. It's almost like the Mother Mary. Almost the queen bee is Mother Mary to all Catholics.
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I think we would freak out if we were little bees, if we were understanding what we're doing. Like we flew to a flower, as an example, a legit flower, not a human flower, an actual plant-based flower.
He's taking bites out of human flowers. I don't know about that.
And there's little nibbles. You can't
not deflowering anything else. Yeah. Okay.
And we bit the flower, and we literally watched it decide. You see a whole field of closed flowers, and you bit the one, however they do it, and then it just starts. I mean, I'd freak out. You'd actually feel like a demigod in a sense, even as an insect. Like you're almost controlling nature.
Yeah.
You're like, I want you to blossom now, right now. You're the one I choose.
Yeah, it sounds like a controlling relationship.
Well, the one doesn't have a choice. So,
you think the flowers are actually being held hostage by the bees?
No. Well. No, I think the flowers enjoy it, so it wouldn't count anyway.
Stockholm syndrome. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's it. Either way, they're there for the long haul, you know.
So, flowers, you do know you don't have to get bitten by us. No, but we like it. No. You really no. Please bite us. Please bite us.
Flowers are hypothetically saying, "Spread my seed." Like. Take it, do what you will.
Those flowers are some loose flowers. Yeah. Anyway, this is a message endorsed by Neil deGrasse Tyson. So
Bees Anonymous.
Bees Anonymous.